Yeah, it was a really good experience. Big fan of Rafa on the tennis court, but a very humble guy too, which is really welcoming, I guess, in his profile in world of sport and yeah, tennis obviously. So yeah, it was a good experience.
How'd you rate the handball skills? You seem
it was actually quite good. Yeah, it was surprising actually. I was more worried about the $300,000 watch on his wrist that he might have broke with handballing it, but. Yeah, no, I was actually surprised, and his manager too was straight on as well. But he mentioned he has watched a few games on television, but which is a good thing to know. But that's probably why he's pretty good with the handball.
Did he give you any tennis tips?
No tennis tips. I'll stick to football or golf. Should ask him how his golf game was going, but I think he got injured while on the golf course, so it's probably a touchy subject.
You might have to tap him on the shoulder to be a Bomber ambassador, perhaps.
Yeah, we wouldn't mind that. He looks good in the red and black. Fitting to the cars, red and black behind me, the Kia, but we'll welcome him with open arms.
Or you're obviously back into it, Brendon. How are you tracking personally at the moment?
Personally, I'm really good. Touch wood, I've had a really good pre-season, had a really good off-season, to be honest. Got a lot of work done, and which just makes the progression into pre-season a lot easier. But I haven't missed a session. Coming into my 12th, 13th season, so I got the runs on the board, so to speak. So with a longer pre-season, we're able to just progress in the work pre-Christmas, and that holds us in good stead post-Christmas in terms of injuries and continuity in our training.
That was obviously a forced change, but do you think, is it something that you could look at in the future? Or?
In terms of a later start?
Yeah.
I don't see why not, but traditionally the grand final's always in the last week of September, or last Saturday, so traditionally we'd still like to keep it the same, but it's a one-off occasion in terms of the World Cup being here, so it's just reality, so we deal with it, but I guess it doesn't interrupt our season or our preparation at all, so it's not really a big deal.
There's been some talk about some very different goal kicking routines with Matthew Lloyd back at the club.
Really? Yeah, I haven't done any with Lloydie yet, but the boys are working really hard, Joey and the Talls, Tommy, Jakey Carlisle, so they're working hard with Lordo, but apparently all things going well. I've seen some improvement in Joey and his goal kicking, so they're doing a lot of work twice a week, I think, with Lloydie, and it's good to have him back around the footy club. But for me, a face, obviously Essendon faithful love him, he's a great Essendon person, and just to have him back is a real positive for the club.
Just on Jake Carlisle, we saw Dyson recently. You'd obviously love Jake to follow suit now.
Yeah, it would. That got brought up the other day, so it's obviously a discussion between him and his management group and the club, but he's an integral part to our structure and a future of the footy club and a chance of being successful, so we'd love him to stay.
Do you think a guy like him was perhaps relishing having James back at the helm now?
I don't think relishing. I think, Jakey arguably, well, I know his role changed last year, but as a forward, he played his most dominating games for the footy club and had a real impact on the game. He probably didn't have the consistency he would have liked, especially being a forward, and the consistency he did have as a backman. But for us to be a successful team, or be the best team we can be, I think a role up forward for Jake is an important one, and he can become a dominant, and I believe will be a dominant forward in the next few years.